Hello all. So, welcome to another video. This video will be my July TBR. Now, I kind of want to start rearranging kind of how I do my TBRs, just because I only am able to read a certain amount per month, but at the same time I like having a set that I can like look at and like choose from it. And yes, having a 6 count TBR for the month is great and all, but I kind of like the idea, like I'll see some people will have I don't have a TBR cart, but I have something that is going to be similar to a TBR cart. So I recently redid my desk, and so now I have a shelf on the desk. A nice cute little clear shelf. Here, I'll show you. Got this cute little new clear shelf that this changes the height of it. I just have this one matching. I got it as a 2-pack. So I've got one for my laptop, and then I wanted to use the other one for like my TBR. Let me go put this away. So what I'd like to do with it is to select where I select like 10 titles and put them on my TBR and like go through those, and then if I get through them, great. If not, no worries. I'll just put away the ones that I've read and just keep the ones that are there, and then just pull and replenish the stock that I have on the shelf. So I also have a small stack next to me of books that I would like to read for a specific reading vlog. But if I pull them from the TBR for July, fantastic. If not, it's not the end of the world. I'm actually gonna then just add them to the shelf, just because I have a specific vlog in mind, and these are books specific to that vlog. So let's get started. Oh, and the other thing I should mention is that I did redo my jar. I do have, if you saw a previous weekly vlog or my June TBR, I had a comment that said if it's not broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I ended up going back on that. So here I have the bag with my TBR prompts that I was using. So now all of my tabs have just titles. So that way it's like if I don't like forget about any books, or I feel like a certain book never fills a prompt, whatever the case is, so that way. And also this is a very good way for me to tell how many books do I have on my TBR, you know? Now, I have not counted all of these, so I don't know how many there are, but it's like as long as that there are tabs in the jar, there are books on my TBR. So we're going to start with a pick of 10, and then after the 10, whatever is left in my pile here, I will then go through for this specific vlog. So without further ado, we're gonna pick 10 titles. I just realized I don't have this is gonna be our first one. I gotta get my iPad. Okay, so, sorry, distractions aside, I am going to get up my Goodreads so that I can read you synopsis of any that I pull that are Kindle reads. All right, so first up, we have The Last Apothecary by Sarah Penner. So, The Last Apothecary is a title that I have on my Kindle. So on Goodreads, the synopsis reads, a female apothecary secretly dispenses poisons to liberate women from the men who have wronged them, setting 3 lives across centuries into a dangerous collision course. Rule number 1, the poison must never be used to harm another woman. Rule number 2, The names of the murderer and her victim must be recorded in the apothecary's register. One cold February evening in 1791, at the back of a dark London alley in a hidden apothecary shop, Nella awaits her newest customer. Once a respected healer, Nella now uses her knowledge for a doctor. Blah, blah. But when her new poison once a respected healer, Nella uses her knowledge for a darker purpose, selling well-disguised poisons to desperate women who would kill to be free of the men in their lives. But when her new patron turns out to be a precocious 12-year-old named Eliza Fanning, an unexpected friendship sets in motion a string of events that jeopardizes Nella's world and threatens to expose the many women whose names are written in her register. In present-day London, aspiring historian Caroline Parswell spends her 10th wedding anniversary alone, reeling from the discovery of her husband's infidelity. When she finds an old apothecary vial near the Thames, she can't resist investigating, only to realize she found a link to the unsolved apothecary murders that hunted London over 2 centuries ago. As she deepens her search, Caroline's life collides with Nella and Eliza's in a stunning twist of fate, and not everyone will survive. That sounds incredible. I'm excited for that. So, that was The Lost Apothecary. I don't remember if I said last or lost when I read it the first time, but it's Lost. The Lost Apothecary. Let's see if hopefully you can read that. All right. Number 2. Ooh, Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. This is a romance. It's a hockey figure skating romance. I got it on Kindle. So this is a hockey figure skating romance. It's newer to my TBR. It is also a Kindle read. Watch, we're gonna get all Kindle reads and I'll have nothing to fill my shelf. So Unsteady by Peyton Corin. The synopsis reads, Reese Koteski is back. At least he's supposed to be. During last year's Frozen Four, the Waterfell University hockey captain and NHL legacy took a brutal hit that left him with a concussion and a new discomfort on the ice. Plagued by panic attacks and every time... Jeez Louise, I can't read tonight, guys. Now, mind you, it is actually... I'm doing this really late at night. But I decided I wanted to. Anyway. Plagued by nightmares and panic attacks every time he attempts to skate, Reese wonders if he'll ever play again. If he'll ever want to. Sadie Brown is staying focused this semester no matter what. Currently drowning in debt, custody hearings for her younger brothers, and skating practices. She's just trying to make it to the next day. A Spitfire figure skater known for her bad attitude and in her frequent disappearing acts, she has a reputation on campus, and it's not a pretty one. When she accidentally witnesses one of the Golden Boy hockey captain's panic attacks and attempts to help him, a strange sort of understanding strikes up between them. No questions asked, just comfort. But Reese finds himself drawn to Sadie. Where he feels empty, a shell of a man and the player he was before, Sadie is so full of everything it bursts from her. Every emotion she feels like it's blasted at max. Reese is desperate to feel anything. Sadie wants to stop feeling so much, but healing doesn't mix with secrets, and they're both skating on a thin line, unsteady. So that just reading the synopsis felt really good, and I liked the sound of it. So we are going to be putting Unsteady on that TBR list. All right, number 3. I keep wanting to go for the bottom of the jar. Ooh, we got a pink one in there. Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is a brand new book to my TBR. It just came in the mail today, the day I'm filming this. I swear, I didn't know. So, it's a little novella that comes around, I believe it's happening at the same time as Powerless did. So, Powerful is a little tiny novella. The synopsis reads, Adina and Peyton have always been inseparable. Fate brought them together when they were young, but friendship ensured that they would protect each other in the home they built in the slums of Loot Alley. But now Peyton, an ordinary, has been selected for the purging trials, which means almost certain death. Now alone on Loot, Adina must fend for herself. After she attempts to steal, a mysterious man from the market comes to her rescue. Mac's shadowy past and secretive power sets him apart from the other low-level elites of Loot. And as the pair team up to see their loved ones before the trials, the quest takes their loyalty, their love, and their lives. And so, I was hesitant to buy it, to figure out if I actually wanted to read it or not, but I ended up finding it for really cheap on Amazon for like $8. So I figured I'd grab it. And because I really did enjoy Powerless. So, yay, we have a physical book. Look at that. All right. Number 4. Another pink one. In a Dark Mirror by Kat Davis. This is another Kindle read. I swear. So in a Dark Mirror by Kate Davis. I believe it's a thriller, if I remember correctly. Let's see, the synopsis reads, a decade-old crime unites its devoted fans in a haunting novel about delusions in the dark and the dangerous games children play. 12-year-old Maddie Thompson and her friend Lana share a love of horror stories and wild imaginings. But Lana insists that they are too old for pretending. It's time for a different game, serving him, a figure she sees lurking in the dark, mysterious and demanding. According to Lana, she and Maddie must obey him or else suffer the consequences. Maddie doesn't want to lose her most important friend, even if it means luring an innocent girl into the woods, as a sacrifice for him. 10 years later, Maddie is released from an institution and must reintegrate in society for the first time as an adult. While finding her first job and forming new friendships, Maddie struggles to determine what it means to forgive or to trust herself. Particularly when she discovers an online community that not only eerily obsesses with her, but committed to the cult of him. This is Maddie's chance at absolution to convince them not to follow in her violent footsteps. But the loyal devotees have a pull, and Maddie knows that these games often have deadly consequences. Interesting. Very interesting. So that is In a Dark Mirror by Kat Davis. Number 5. I shake this. It doesn't do anything. Arc of a Scythe series. This is another Kindle read. Now the series, I'm going to keep the tab in there for the whole series, but of course we're going to start with the first one because I haven't read it yet. So it's a 3-book series by Neil Shusterman. The first one is titled Scythe, and the synopsis reads, Thou shalt kill a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all these things and has even conquered death. Now scythes are the only ones who can end life, and they are committed to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice to a scythe, a role that neither wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that these consequences of failure could mean losing their own. So I found it very interesting, and I'd been wanting to read these for a while. So I'm very excited to add those to my TBR. Number 6. We have Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. This is a physical book, guys. Woo! Now, I started this a few months ago. I only got to like chapter 5 before I put it down. I guess I just wasn't in the mood for it or something. Anyway, so But we're gonna get back into it. Half a Soul is by Olivia Atwater, and the synopsis on the back reads, ever since she was cursed by a fairy, Theodora Eddings has had no sense of fear or embarrassment, an unfortunate condition that leaves her prone to accidental scandal. Dora hopes to be a quiet, sensible wallflower during the London season, but when Elias Wilder, a handsome, peculiar, utterly ill-named Lord Sorcier, discovers her condition, she is instead drawn into dangerous fairy affairs. If her reputation can survive both her curse and her sudden connection with the least liked man in all high society, then she and her family must yet reclaim their normal place in the world. But the longer Dora spends with Elias, the more she begins to suspect that one may indeed fall in love, even with only half a soul. So it sounds very interested, and I'm very excited to fully read the book, because I have a little, oh, there it is. I put a little note in here for where I left off, but I'm honestly probably just going to skim the first few, because I kind of remember, but I kind of don't, so we'll see. But I'm excited to finally get to it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Book number 7. Oh, I have a few in here. Hold on. 7. Hold on. I gotta fold one up. 7. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I've got a collection of classics that I got from a friend, and I'm slowly making my way through them. So, Brave New World reads, Aldous Huxley's tour de force, Brave New World is a darkly satiric version of a utopian future where humans are genetically bred and pharmaceutically anesthetized to passively serve a ruling order. A powerful work of speculative fiction that has enthralled and terrified readers for generations, it remains remarkably relevant to this day as both a warning to be heeded as we head into tomorrow, as a thought-provoking, satisfying entertainment. So, makes me really interested to, I kind of like the dystopian, I like dystopian. And I read Anne Rine's Anthem, which was dystopian, and really enjoyed it. So I'm very excited to read Brave New World. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 3 more, guys. Another orange one. Yes. Okay. Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I try to do this, but it's like it never actually works for me. How do you guys get that to work? Or is it just because I'm filming on a phone? So, Once Upon a Broken Heart, I do own on Kindle. So let me get that. So Once Upon a Broken Heart series was written by Stephanie Gardner. She did the Caraval series, which I have already read. And so the Once Upon a Broken Heart is the first book. And so the synopsis reads, how far would you go for happily ever after? For as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in true love and happy endings until she learns that the love of her life will marry another. Desperate to stop the wedding and to heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with a charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game. And the Prince of Hearts wants far more than she pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. That sounds so good. I'm so excited. Guys, I'm absolutely loving my TBR right now. If you couldn't tell. I'm absolutely loving my picks. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. Wow, and funny enough, none of them have come from this stack at my side. So we're gonna have like an even bigger TBR because I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 books at my side for a vlog. Now I'm probably not gonna get through all 6 of them for said vlog, but I've got 6 sitting by my side here. let's not do another orange one. Let's do a yellow one. We don't have any yellows yet. Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes. That is a Kindle read. Go figure. Of course, the one time I want to fill my shelf with books, I'm getting all Kindle reads. Go figure. The Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes. The synopsis reads, a New York Times bestseller from Edgar Award-winning novelist, playwright, and story songwriter, Rupert Holmes comes a diabolical thriller with a killer concept. The McMaster's Conservatory for the Applied Arts, dedicated to the art of murder, where students study how best to delete their most deserving victim. Who hasn't wondered for a split second what the world would be like if a person who is the object of your affliction ceased to exist? But then you've probably never heard of the McMaster's Conservatory, dedicated to the consummate execution of the homicidal acts. To gain admission, a student must have an ethical reason for erasing someone who deeply deserves a fate no worse nor better than death. The campus of this poison Ivy League college its location unknown to even those who study there, is where you might find yourself the practice target of a classmate, and where one's mandatory graduation thesis is getting away from the perfect murder of someone whose death will make the world a much better place to live. Prepare for an education you'll never forget. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yes. Okay, I think that's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Okay, one more. One more choice. We got ourselves a light green one. The Family Bones by Elmar. You guessed it, Kindle. Kindle read. Now, I read The Alone Time by Elmar back in May. And I loved it. What are we again? June? I think I read it early June. I think. Anyway, I've lost track of time, guys. I can't. Anyway, I really enjoyed it, so I'm very interested to see what The Family Bones has in store. The synopsis reads, What makes a psychopath? A young woman delves into her family's shadowy legacy. Psychology student Olivia Erickson's family is notorious among true crime buffs. Faced with the legacy of psychopathy that spans generations, Olivia is spent much of her academic life trying to answer one chilling question: nature or nurture. Although she kept a safe distance from her blood relatives for years, Olivia agrees to attend a weekend reunion. After all, her fiancé is eager to meet his future in-laws, and the gathering may give her a chance to interview her elusive grandfather about the family traits. But nothing is ever peaceful among the Ericksons too long. Olivia's favorite cousin is found dead in a nearby lake. Then another family member disappears. As the violent storm isolates the group further, Olivia's fears rise faster than a river, and an uninvited guest is about to join the party. True crime podcaster Bertie Tan has uncovered a disturbing mystery in her latest investigation, and she's following it right to the Ericksons' mountain resort. There's a deadly twist in the family plot that even Olivia didn't see coming. Oh my goodness. I think I've said that about every single one of these books so far. If I'm being honest. So, we have pulled 10 titles. So, we're going to review those 10 titles, and then I'm going to quickly run through, because I'm not going to get too much in depth, because I'm going to do a full vlog on we'll see. But they're still going to get put on my TBR. So, first I'm going to go through my physical books that are on the list, and then we will go through my Kindle books, because of the 10 picks, 3 were physical book picks. Now these are not coming back to you, not in any specific order. Okay. I said first we were gonna do the physical ones. Okay, so we have Powerful by Lauren Roberts. We have Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. We have Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. We have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. The Family Bones by Elmar. Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes. In a Dark Mirror by Kat Davis. Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. And The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. Now all of the 3 books will go on the shelf, and then I will put also these tabs, my little strips of paper with the book titles on the shelf, so that way I have them to go through to choose. And so those are the 10 that I'm putting on my initial ever-flowing TBR. I don't want to set it up to where I try to finish all of the books on my TBR in a month. These are the books on my TBR. Which ones do I want to pick up? Now, for the sake of a future vlog that I would like to do, now I'm not going to go in depth with these, but just they are going on my TBR shelf for the sake of this vlog. So I got an idea from actually watching another one of my booktubers, and I just happened to be scrolling through the comment section, and somebody had mentioned about reading the books that you found at the free little libraries. Now, I've got the picture of it here, but I'm going to put a link in the description of my little library hunting vlog if you so want to watch it. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books that I pulled from little libraries when I did this run. And so these 6 books are going to be added on to my TBR for a total of 16 books. I am not going to read 16 books, but I am actually going to be like I said, I think I'm only going to do like a week-ish. So hopefully I can read more than at least one of these in that week. We'll see. But we have The Fifth Doctrine by Karen Robards. The Lost Mother by Mary McGarry Morris. Auntie Poldy and the Sicilian Lions by Mario Giordano. The Crooked Branch by Jeannie Cummins. The Many Daughters of Afong Moy by Jamie Ford, and it is a Book of the Month pick back from August of 2022. Now I found that really cool because I started Book of the Month in September of 2023, so this is from like a year prior. So I found it really cool to find a Book of the Month book in a little library. And then we have Killer Smile by Lisa Scotland. Sorry, sometimes names aren't my thing. But these books, these 6, are going to be going onto my TBR shelf along with the 10 that we picked from the jar. And I'm gonna do I'll probably slice the video here and show you what the shelf looks like once everything's on the shelf. And then, so, cut to the shelf. And so thank you so much for joining me for setting up my July TBR, as well as my now ever-flowing TBR shelf. I don't have a TBR card, I've got a TBR shelf now. And so I'm very excited to use the shelf for its purpose and to have an ever-flowing TBR at my disposal. So thank you so much for joining, and I will see y'all in the next video.